The NFT market is back, baby. 42% up on sales volume just this month alone, and the trend seems to be continuing. We're going to go deep into the market, what this means for you, and how you can potentially trade this upswing. And we have some special guests on today's show talking about their project, why it should be the one that is in your bags, and more, all in today's episode of Goats and the Metaverse. And you'll see me smiling because, well, when the market is up, I am smiling. And Stanley, how are you, my friend?
Smiling. As you were doing the intro, I had a thought. I finally realized, or I figured out, why the NFT market is back.
Is it April?
No.
Not April.
Eggs. People were buying eggs and they were flipping them for profit, and then they were reinvesting it into the crypto NFT market. You heard it here first. Trust me, that is exactly what is going on.
That's an excellent strategy. And if you're not here for NFT advice, you can catch us with our daily regular jokes. But I think I like it. I read somewhere if someone invested $10,000 in eggs, they'd be a billionaire today. And in a year.
That's an alpha right there. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about the market and where we're at. Green, $1,545 for Ethereum, and that is a big number that we haven't seen for quite some time. And we're happy you're back over $1,500. Your friends at Solana, $21. That is triple the price since
the price in 2 weeks.
My buddy Yossi said $7. Hashtag not financial advice, might be a buy. And ApeCoin, boom, $4.66. It is down from $5. We knew it was going to come down. The mint is actually happening. They just announced it right now. It is live. I guess there's not that much hype because the price have came down before the mint even happened. So it is what it is. Let's see what happens. And let's get into JPEGs, shiny JPEGs. What are the prices? Green or red? Green or red? More green than red? More green than red, I believe. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. BAYC, 71, almost 72 ETH. Almost 90 last week, if I'm not mistaken. So that took a little bit of a dump. But Munes are up. Munes are still at over 15 Ethereum. I know you're going to talk about Azuki. Azuki's almost at 16 Ethereum. Come on, talk about it. I know you want to.
I'll just let the price talk for itself, so I won't say anything.
All right, you won't say anything. He won't say anything. And everybody else is kind of sitting around the same numbers. CloneX continues to go down. I guess Doodles have a little bit of a pump, right? They were probably about 6, 7 ETH. VFriends, not much movement. Cool Cats, not much movement. World of Woman, not much movement. Gobbletown still below that 1 ETH mark. And Moonbirds, I'll just leave it at there. Forget about all this. Let's talk about our friends who are joining us on the show. And I'm excited. Is this the first time that we have more South Africans on the show than Americans? Is this the first time?
This will be the first. Yeah, we have some more South Africans coming on with a pretty cool project called Punks with a V. And we're going to go deep into what that project is, why they created it, a little bit about the story. It's about a 1-year-old project, trading it under an ETH. So we're going to find out all the information about it, maybe some alpha. And why don't we bring on the creators onto the show and welcome them on?
Let's do it. Boom.
Captain. Yes. And Captain.
What's up, guys?
And by the way, I'm going to teach everybody. It's Harard. Harard is the way you pronounce it. I pronounced Harard, and I was
close
wrong.
Enough, yeah.
Close enough? Close enough?
That was terrible, Stanley. That was like you were clearing your throat. It sounded like you had something in your throat.
I'm going to work on my accent. Next time you come on the show, I promise you I will be very, very close. Enough about me. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on. We're excited to have you guys on. And tell us about Punks with a V. Talk to us. Let's hear all about it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'll kick it off and then I'll hand it over to Gerard. So yeah, so Punks with a V. That's the umbrella and the home for everything that we do. The main collection being repeat offenders. You can find it on OpenSea and everything, obviously, through our website. Yeah, we launched our initial collection, repeat offenders, last year, Jan, coming up on our 1-year anniversary. And it was something that we wanted to bring to the blockchain. We wanted to bring an art project through that kind of, we were hoping to break the mold of buck the trend at the time, which was the cartoon animal profile picture, very kind of one-to-one dimensions. We thought, let's create something that if you printed it out and hung it up on the wall, people would look at it and say, wow, that's an amazing piece of art, not, is that an NFT? And so I'd been following Gerard for well over 10 years. I kind of right-click saved his work back in my university days and printed it and put it on in photo frames and things. So yeah, when things were heating up in the NFT space, and I'd been around since the sort of the CryptoKitties days in 2017. I reached out to Gerard to see what he was doing in the space, and tried my best to convince him to put something together. So these kind of characters that you see, he'd been working on for the better part of 10, 15 years, and he really puts together these amazing landscapes and environments. And so I said to him, let's create a generative series where you've got a full-bodied character. Each of them have a skateboard, and you have these background elements as well, different walls and graffitis and characters, foreground and background elements. And yeah, that's kind of where we got started. I don't know if Gerard, if you want to add anything there or intro yourself a little bit.
Yeah, oh, that's quite flattering. Yeah, so I mean, I've always been drawing comics and stuff, and before the whole NFT thing happened, I was more involved in the gallery scene, doing silk screen prints and paintings and stuff. So all the while kind of keeping to my background in comics and animation and stuff like that. So when the NFT thing started coming, around, at first I kind of looked into it and I thought, maybe it's just a fad, it's going to blow over. And then later on I saw, okay, no, it's definitely not blowing over. And I started kind of, just dabbling in doing some animation stuff on Hicket Nug at the time, when I was still kicking strong. And then I spoke to Graham like over a period, and at first I wasn't sure what he was actually talking about with the generative stuff, because I kind of saw these ape pictures going around, and I thought, geez, like, as long as I never go into that kind of stuff, then I'm okay. And then after a while I started thinking, okay, well, maybe I could do something cool, like we can make something that kind of feels like like comic art, or like the stuff that I would like doing, but it doesn't feel generated. And coming up with like a formula to build these characters so they don't look like stiff and robotic and generative was actually quite fun, and I enjoyed that process in itself, besides like drawing all the elements and stuff. So yeah, I think it's like it's a cool new medium to play with. It's like it's an art on its own, like working with algorithms and working with the way these things fit like puzzles and stuff. That's something exciting as well. And then also like just doing characters, like that's the thing I like doing most. So this was definitely like a cool platform to just do loads of characters. So often when I would do like comics or animation or something, I would do, you know, multiple character designs and stuff, and you'd end up only using one, you know, like the rest would die. No one would ever see them. You know, they would just go into the trash. So this is almost like a cheat with that whole thing, you know, like you could show all your characters, you know, you can kind of play around and like try all kinds of stuff, but they all end up living, you know, at the end. Yeah, so this kind of, you know, evolved from that.
So you guys decided to do a project in the space, and as we all know, for the last year or 2 years, PFP projects were, probably still are, the signature of the space, right? I mean, the big debate is what's next, but I think it's still pretty clear that PFP are the big winners, especially those monkeys. I think they're doing okay still. So I guess my question to you is, what made you do, you know, go the other way? Was there a conversation to come out with a PFP, or was it always about, you know, kind of your style and the design and having those backgrounds and having comic book styles?
Yeah, I think at the time, there was probably upwards of 10 PFP projects launching every single day. So, you know, it was hard to kind of cut through the noise, and unless you publish some kind of ridiculous roadmap, there was not much to differentiate your project. And so we started out with, you know, one sentence roadmap, which is make more art, and that's what we've been doing for the better part of a year now. So we decided to go with the landscape art that we thought would be great to print and hang up, and we didn't ignore the profile picture completely, because we decided, you know, we've got this character, we'll crop the portrait of the character out and drop a background on them, and that'll be accessible in your vault. So if you go to the punks.com website, that's punks with a V, you've got your own personal vault, and in there you'll find your original street scene. You'll find your PFP, which is your character kind of cropped with a color background, and you've also got your character on a transparent background, so the full-bodied character. So if you want to play around with them, build a squad, you know, there's 3 different types of characters. There's slabs, doxies, and post-humans. So we've got people that'll take one of the background scenes and then build their squad with various different characters. So yeah, we decided it was a way to kind of cut through the noise and really also showcase Gerard's strength, which is in this character creation and these immersive atmospheres and backgrounds, you know. So, you know, we kicked around some ideas and they just started. Yep.
You decided to lean in heavily on the art from Gerard's background, and looking through it, it really is really good stuff. I really enjoy the aesthetic and the design and the style that you guys have put together here. So Gerard, congrats to you and what you guys have put together here. But moving forward, you're a year down the line. What have you found to be maybe some surprising challenges in what it takes to build out a NFT project and a community in a space that, like you said, every day, 10 projects are coming out. The style that you've gone with reminds me a little bit of Renga, and you came out before Renga. So you see like art-focused projects coming out, art-focused PFPs coming out. What has been the learnings for you guys on what does it take to compete in the space?
Well, I think something something we feel is quite important is consistency, and also if you want to stick with something for a year plus, 5 years, however long it's going to take, you're going to want to make something that you're not going to get sick of, so and I think that's kind of what we try to do here, is like whatever we're building and adding on to this, like we just want it to be better. So like we started doing the comic now, which is purely just something I wanted to do. It's a shitload of work, and it's not really something that we ever thought would sell or make money. it probably won't, but it just adds to the world, you know. And it's like a level of storytelling that you can't just do through little pictures, you know. It's like, it's full on. So things like that, you know, I wouldn't have done that if it was, you know, just some project that we did for, you know, the sake of making money, or trying to, you know, get into the market that was a trend or something. Because, you know, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of, like, you know, commitment to just keep on doing this, you know, like, so I think, like, the consistency and, like, keeping on it is definitely for us very important. And then also, like, just to keep making better stuff, you know, like, because we're working on, like, a evolved project now that, you know, we're kind of hinting towards, like, that's you know, like, evolved from the original, you know. It's kind of still building on the same, you know, storyline that we've been building, and we're kind of just fleshing out, you know. And, like, as you're going through along the storyline in the comic, you know, you'll see, like, the world is kind of, it's becoming more than just like an NFT project. It's you know, we want it to be like a, you know, like a matrix, or like a, you know, something that kind of, you know, can live on its own, or evolve without being constrained to just, you know, the Repeat Offenders original PFP project, you know, as it, however you call that.
Yeah.
So question, guys. So just so I understand, I mean, kind of the elevator sales pitches. This is an art project. You know, if you're a fan of the art and you appreciate art, and I'm assuming you're saying want to receive continuous art, this is the project that you would want to buy into. There's no kind of long-term promises of, we're going to make this into a movie, we're going to give you a token, and we're going to,
we'd like to.
It's going to perform at your bar mitzvah. This is like, you really have to appreciate the art. If this is something that you're interested in, hop on, buy it, jump into the community, and, you know, let's see what happens next. Is that a fair enough?
Yeah, I think the biggest promise we can make is that we'll do the best job we can, and we want to make it as awesome as we can. And if it resonates with you, then, you know, that's like the winning, you know, ticket. Like, we want people to look at this and say, I think that's flipping awesome, I want to be part of that. Like, if you look at it and you think, like, yeah.
So tell us, what does that journey look like? What is the ride you want to take people on? What do you guys envision moving forward? And then I know you've released a couple of new things as early as recently as today, so we can talk about that as well.
Yeah, I think we want to.
Okay, you go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, I think we want to tap into people's kind of the spirit of the collector, and to have fun collecting these various characters, and then from there, you know, dive into the world of Repeat Offenders, which is what we're doing with the comic. The name is Fluctuation Overload, and just to hit quickly on the previous point, you know, we do live in this kind of attention economy where we've got to, you know, continuously keep attention. You know, especially, you know, 1 year in, you know, the mint happened quite a long time ago, and that's obviously where you've got the most excitement. But I think if you chat to members of our community, I mean, when we launched, I think we only had about 900 followers on Twitter, and we managed to sell out, you know, 6,000 pieces in 25 minutes on the 30th of Jan. We caught something, you know, we caught the eye of some of our collectors that really, you know, the art resonated with them. And on the mint page, we had like an FAQ that said, you know, if the art resonates with you, you're in the right place. If it doesn't, you know, this may not be for you. And so, you know, throughout the year, we've tried to find ways to keep people's attention, keep growing our audience, you know, keep spreading the word, get our art in front of as many people as we can. And I think the comic's been one really cool way to do that. You know, we release a couple pages at a time, so you keep people coming back to follow the story. Look in the background, see if they can spot, you know, a graffiti tag with their name, etc. And then we've got original artworks coming out from Gerard that often appear as free claims. And we're working on a few other things. I think you flashed it earlier. We've got some fantastic merch that we print and ship out of Houston. Some really cool, you know, screen prints and things. So we did like a secret meetup at NFT NYC last year, where if you went to an Irish bar and you told them you were looking for Rebecca, they'd point you to the Punks table and you could claim some free merch and things. So we try and do things with the community and help let them kind of give us their feedback so they can help us steer the ship, but at the same time, make sure that it's always focused back on the art and just being as honest as we can. So it's been amazing to see what you usually see from a project when you launch, which is like the initial rush, and you've got the flippers that come in and out. But to see sustained growth, from there, I think we hit 200 ETH traded on OpenSea just the other day, which might not sound massive compared to the Bakes and the Azukis of the world, but it's something that we're very proud of. And to see people that continuously kind of watch the listings and things, that they'll see a doxy listed that they don't have in their squad, and they'll go and grab it, or a post-human or whatever it is that they've had their eye on. So it's cool to see these collectors and to have our community with us for almost a year now, so that's kind of focus has been on the art, but at the same time finding ways to keep the attention on us, to keep getting ourselves in front of new eyes, because you never know, the next rabbit collector might be out there on the sidelines waiting to join the Punks universe.
And you released your soulbound NFTs for what you're calling the database. Tell us what soulbound NFTs are, and what you can do with them, and why people should be interested in them. We've never covered them on the show, so it'd be good for you to give us a little bit of an explainer of what they are and why you went that route.
Yeah, sure thing. So traditionally, a soulbound NFT would be soulbound to your Ethereum address. So it's an NFT that gets minted or sent to your Ethereum address, that is then bound to that address and cannot be sold or transferred. So there'll be specifics in the smart contract that state that you can't give control to any third party over that NFT. So generally, it would kind of stay with that Ethereum address forever. Our soulbound NFTs are slightly different. They're soulbound to your repeat offender NFT, which is the street scene. So when we launched, obviously people received the street scene NFT, and then in the vault they had their profile picture NFT, which also looks, or profile picture just sitting in the vault, which also looks amazing. Especially if you put them in a grid, they look fantastic. And a lot of the platforms out there, OpenSea, the rest of the markets are almost built for these one-to-one dimension artworks. And so there was a bit of a discussion within the community about, should the repeat offenders not be the profile pictures and you have the street scene in your vault as a kind of added bonus. We decided to stick with our guns and stick with the landscape art as the main NFT. So much so that we built our own exhibition page, which displays them a little bit larger and nicer than what the platforms do. So if you go to our website, you can visit the exhibition page. You can flip between the street scenes and the database, which is the profile pictures. And we decided that we will launch those profile picture NFTs as a free claim for all holders, but they'll be soulbound to the street scene. So you can't transfer or sell your profile picture NFT from the database. But if you purchase a repeat offender, or if you sell your repeat offender, that NFT essentially moves along with the street scene. The new owner can claim it for free. And we figured that's an elegant solution to give you both as an NFT, but without diluting the market. We don't want to give them just both NFTs and then you sell one and separate it from the other, create a bit of chaos. So that released just this week Monday, and we've been watching people claim their profile pictures all week. It's been fantastic to watch.
One quick question for you guys. How come Punks? How come you chose the name Punks? I mean, was it paying homage to CryptoPunks, or was it you guys just really like the name?
Yeah, I'm a huge CryptoPunks fan. I hope to own one day. I've had a couple Bored Apes traverse the wallet over their lifespan, but the CryptoPunks are still something that I want to grab. And so yeah, when we started out, CryptoPunks and their various derivatives were kind of the flavor of the month. And I remember thinking that Punks with a V would be such a cool name for something. And I looked, and punks.com happened to be available, and Plunder, our front end dev, said, wow, it's like that's an amazing domain name to have, especially the .com. So we grabbed it, and we started working and building things together. And the initial idea was that we'd have various exhibitions on the Punks platform, but we enjoyed working with Gerard so much that we decided to just really kind of dig our heels in and continue to work building out the repeat offenders world. And so, Punks eventually became the umbrella for all of Gerard's works within that world. Repeat offenders, the database. We've got Fluctuation Overload, which is the comic, and then we did a 24-hour open edition called We Stand Against Evil last year, where the proceeds went directly to the Ukraine Ethereum address, which is, it's quite funny. The last few weeks, open editions have been all the rage. Maybe we were a little bit early to that one, but we managed to raise over $4,000 for Ukraine. The smart contract was written so that it withdrew directly to their address, and it was something that we were very proud of, and it's stands as a great piece of art even for collectors today.
That's awesome, man. Well, kudos to you guys in the space here, continuing to innovate, continuing to believe in the mission, and continuing to provide value to your communities and audience, which I think what it's all about, right? I mean, we are living in this trigger happy world where there needs to be continuous value, there needs to be continuous dollars, but you guys every hour, yeah, like you gotta keep it moving. We need more alpha, we need more money. But listen, I think that's how you build real brands, and that's how you onboard real collectors. And like you said, people are sitting there and waiting until something comes up that makes sense for them. And hopefully once this market turns back around and Ethereum's $100,000, right? Anybody? Nobody? Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll take it.
You'll take it. Yeah. And then, you're going to have more people that are going to come into the space, and there's going to be different price points and new people to on board. So kudos to you guys. We appreciate you guys coming on to the show and sharing your vision with us and your project. I think it is something that is very, very cool. And we look forward to keeping track of where you guys are. And that's all we got.
Where do people follow you? How do they find out more information? Stanley.
I'm a rookie. I'm rusty, man. Still the first 3 weeks of the year.
The first point of call is always our website. So that's PVNKS.com. So punks.com. That's got a link to all of our various collections. It's where you'll find access to your vault. If you own the comic, that's also accessible in your vault, and a little bit of alpha there. The comics will be burnable later in the year for a new collection, a smaller collection, quite exclusive. So if you've got a comic, hold on to that. What's nice about it with the comics is read now, burn later. So follow the story, read as new pages come out, and get them ready for the burn.
Read now, burn later. I'm going to buy myself some comics. Sorry, Gerard, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you want to hold on to the comic and you want to read it again, you can always get another one.
I like it. Well, congrats, gents.
There's some left.
You've heard all about Punks here, pvnks.com. Awesome project and some tremendously good art. So check it out. And reminder about our Goat Vault. all the things that you need to know about the Goat Bolt is it's our big giveaway on our show. We're getting close to the 5,000 subscriber mark. Once we hit that 5,000 subscriber mark, we will be giving away the fancy NFTs in the vault. And vault's valued at $13,000 today. As the market goes up, so does the vaults. So all you got to do is tell your friends, hit that subscribe button, and continue to be our loyal fans. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the punks. Are you going to be buying a comic? And a shout out to the team. I'm going to go and buy one just after the show.
Boom. We got a sale right there. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and we'll see you later this week. Peace, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye, y'all.